Pot lights. They're a lot like opinions. Everyone's got them, but no one really wants to hear about them. And with that said, here are my opinions on pot lights. When it comes to picking pot lights, most people just pick the cheapest option they can find, drill a hole, slap it in there without knowing there's a whole world of pot lights that can make your room look a million times better. We often see people gravitating towards wafer or pancake lights to save a few bucks, as well as to fit in tight ceiling joists or smaller spaces. Now this may seem great because you're getting plenty of lumens, which means you're going to get a lot of light in the room. However, because the light is right at the ceiling and there's nothing to focus the light, you're not actually getting very many foot candles, and you're going to get a ton of glare as well. So how do we eliminate that and improve the lighting in a room? Well, one way is to regress the optics. That is to pull the light source back further away from the ceiling. This will eliminate the glare. Another thing to consider is using a light that uses optics and a narrower beam angle to help focus the light and get it to reach the areas that you actually want it instead of wasting it up in the ceiling. Now that might not seem like a big deal, but here's a visual demonstration of what that looks like in real life. Notice how with the slim LED, how the light is sort of wasted at the top of the wall, and there's also a ton of glare coming from the light source. So when we switch to a regressed optic, notice how there's no glare and we're not wasting any light at the top of the room. Now this is because the narrower and more focused beam angle is casting light lower into the room and onto the things that we actually want it on, like vanities or you, or basically this is the easiest way to make your pot lights less harsh and more aesthetically pleasing. But why stop there? Why not make the light itself more aesthetically pleasing? This, for example, is a Sigma model with a mud in flange, so we're ditching the trim altogether. Now this light has an even narrower beam angle and an even more recessed light source, which means even less glare and more foot candles, which means a light that's reaching further down on the wall. And yep, you guessed it, more aesthetically pleasing overall. Now this particular light is a little bit more labor intensive because you do have to mud it in, several coats of mud and a little bit of sanding and some paint, and then the surface of the light itself disappears. All you'll see is light emanating? Light will basically just come from the ceiling. You won't see the light source, you will just see a wonderful glow of light that's very focused. When the lights are off, it's more about what you won't see than what you do see. The lights blend seamlessly into the ceiling, but if someone does happen to notice them, they'll see just how fancy they are. And that's kind of the whole point of this. Sure, you could use a basic pot light and it will work, it's functional, but why not make your entire space look better simply by changing the pot lights?